It's been years since the public has seen the warmth of the friendly relations of Wooga Squad, a South Korean celebrity group consisting of Apareceu Jun, Choi Woo-shik, Park Hyung-sik, Peak Boy, and of course, Kim Taehyung, btsjk. The five names often appear in the same angles: joint vacations, joint projects, conversations captured on camera, to small jokes that only they seem to understand. But in that warmth, fans have always noticed one thing: how the Wooga Squad treats Taehyung in a slightly different way, more protective, warmer, and more often showing affection that even they find hard to hide. For years, the reason behind the bond was only believed to be based on fan observations. There are no live interviews from outsiders, let alone parties who are really behind the scenes when they work together. However, all changed when a member of the production crew, who had worked with Wooga Squad on several major projects, finally opened up. In a lengthy interview conducted exclusively for the in-house documentary series, which was later leaked to the media community, he revealed the real experiences he saw, first-hand experiences that illustrate why Taehyung became the most beloved figure among his friends. What he tells is not just sweet things or funny anecdotes, but also an emotional side of Taehyung that has so far been rarely exposed to the public: his humility, empathy, spontaneous humor, and unique ability to make the work environment lighter, more human, and more touching. This long article will explore that story in depth. The first story came from the project in the SOP, Wooga, which involved a fairly large number of production crews. On the first day, when the other members met with the new production team, there was a small moment that was not recorded on camera, a moment that turned out to be an opening for many of the crew to understand who Taehyung really was. According to the crew, when the entire team was busy preparing for the set and the members started showing up one by one, Taehyung arrived the earliest. But what surprised the crew was not the accuracy. As soon as he arrived, he immediately greeted one by one the staff, including the junior crew who had never even been greeted by other celebrities. He lowered his head 90 degrees to everyone. Not once, but every time it passes someone. The crew said in an interview some of the crew, who are used to working with many actors and idols, admitted that they were amazed. Usually big celebrities come with a certain energy, serious, focused, or trapped in their own aura of fame. But Taehyung is different. He walked not like a superstar, but like a polite youngest person, wanting to make sure everyone felt appreciated. I think it was just the first day, but it turns out that every day, said the crew with a small laugh. What made the moment even more touching was the reaction of the Wooga members. As soon as Park Seo-jun arrives, he sees Taehyung busy helping to lift the kitchen supplies that were actually prepared by the crew. Seo-jun lightly hit his back and said, "Well, you don't have to do that. The staff will take care of it." Taehyung replied innocently, "I just want to help." They looked tired. The crew said that from there it was clear: Taehyung is the type of person who always thinks about other people's fatigue before even thinking about his own. And that's where, in their opinion, lies its charm. When asked since when Wooga Squad has been so fond of Taehyung, the crew explained that the relationship was not instant. "I've worked with them since the Warring era. At that time Taehyung was still the youngest, the most shy," he said. But precisely because of that, they all feel like protecting him. Park Hyung-sik was once caught on camera telling the crew, "Taehyung is like the youngest brother who never asks for attention, so we all automatically want to give it." From the side of the crew, they see how every Wooga member, whether Park Seo-jun, who is known as Leader Hyung, Peak Boy, who likes to joke, Woo-shik, the mood maker, or the gentle Hyung-sik, always treats Taehyung with care. But according to the crew, the affection is not just because Taehyung is the youngest. "There are many artists who are young, but not all make others fall in love," he said. Taehyung is charismatic, but not a demanding charisma. He had a warm aura, which made people want to be around him. The crew even said that Wooga Squad wouldn't be that big if it wasn't for Taehyung. "He glues the glue of the group," he said. Precisely because he is so sincere, the other members always come back to him. In many programs, viewers see Taehyung as cheerful, spontaneous, and experimental. But according to the crew, there is another side that is rarely seen. The first is his calmness. While filming in the SOP, there was one moment where one of the junior crew dropped a small camera due to fatigue. He panicked because it was an expensive tool and he was afraid of being scolded. The first to approach, Taehyung, He touched the man's shoulder and said, "It's okay. We're all tired. Don't blame yourself." The other crew who saw it said that the junior crew's faces instantly changed, from scared to moved. It was not a big incident, but something like that happens almost every day, the source said. Taehyung always pays attention to the little things that others don't see. The second is its sensitivity to the atmosphere. If the mood of the shoot looks tense due to weather changes, tight schedules, or technical problems, Taehyung is always the first to defrost the situation, sometimes with a simple joke, sometimes with a silly expression, sometimes by singing random melodies while dancing carelessly. But the crew says that it's not just cute spontaneity. It's Taehyung's way of keeping everyone comfortable. Third is discipline. It may come as a surprise, but Taehyung is very structured in terms of work, the crew said. He is relaxed to humans, but very serious to the task. For example, he always asks for details of the schedule so that he knows when to rest. He never made the crew wait. He never complained, even when the weather was extreme. He always asks if the result of filming is good enough, or need to retake for the sake of quality. The crew said, that's one of the reasons why Wooga Squad admires him. They see a professional side of him that is often not shown to the public. Not only does Taehyung show kindness, but the members of Wooga often show their affection openly even in moments not captured on camera. One of the most memorable moments for the crew was when the weather suddenly changed dramatically while filming outdoors. The wind cools down quickly, and Taehyung, who is only wearing a t-shirt, looks shivering. Woo-shik immediately took off his jacket and threw it at Taehyung, saying, "Put this on first, you'll get sick." Taehyung refuses with a shy smile, but Hyung-sik adds, "Tae, you always say I'm fine. But we know you can't stand the cold." Finally, Seo-jun hugged her shoulder and said, "Hyung love orders. Put it on." Taehyung finally laughed and obeyed. The crew said that it was not a dramatic moment. It was purely their habit. Wooga Squad, the crew said, treated Taehyung like their personal treasure. There are also other small moments. Seo-jun often checks if Taehyung has eaten. Woo-shik always makes sure Taehyung's filming schedule is not too tight. Peakboy likes to dilute the awkwardness by calling out Taehyung in a funny voice. Hyung-sik is more silent, but always keeps a safe distance near Taehyung, as if ready to help at any time. The crew confesses that Wooga Squad's dynamics are unique. Everyone loves Taehyung in their own way. It wasn't made up. They really care. In the exclusive interview, there is one question asked by the interviewer. Of the 5 Wooga members, who do you think is the most loved by all of them? The crew immediately answered without hesitation, Taehyung. When asked why, he named 3 main factors. Sincere is difficult to explain, but easy to feel, he said. Taehyung never tries to look good. He's just